Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hello.
Woo!
Today, we gonna be getting about relationships.
We gonna be getting about relationships.
I know, so
What?
You always.
We are talking about relationships.
Woo! It's Sunday, y'all.
So today, it's basically it's something a little different than what we've done in the past. So, she came up with this brilliant idea with that little brain, a peanut brain she got there. So
Assholes.
we're gonna talk about basically the things that we need to improve on in the relationship, just one thing, and then the other thing is one thing that works incredibly well for us in this relationship.
Yep.
So,
and we don't know each other's answers.
Yeah, we do not know each other's answers. So what would be very mind blowing is if one of the answers are the exact same, which
I mean, it could be, but honestly, it wouldn't be so mind blowing because we do talk about this quite a bit. So, anywho.
Alright, go ahead. Alright, wait, which one are you doing first? Which one do you want to do first?
I'm going to ask you the question. What is one thing that we need to work on in this relationship?
So the thing that we need to
Gordon.
work on in this relationship, what I think that we need to work on, is consistency with holding each other accountable.
You think that I need to work on that?
I said together as a couple.
Okay, that's interesting.
Consistency, holding each other accountable. No, that can just simply. I'm talking to myself in this part right here. No, listen, listen, Linda. What comes to mind when I say this is, I don't know, the past 2 weeks it's been so hard for me to get up out of bed. So she's been.
I'm always the one to get out of the bed 95% of the time first.
Yeah.
I'm mainly the motivator.
But not even just that, but it was like eating. Like, babe, like earlier I had that piece of cake. You should have came and said, babe, your fat ass don't need that piece of cake. Like,
I do that sometimes. But I also had a piece of cake.
But so that's actually something else I wrote is consistency with holding each other accountable and allowing it. So following through with the accountability.
The allowing it kind of leads into mine. My knee's like stuck here. There we go. Okay. So I agree with the allowing it because I personally have somewhat of an ego problem, just gonna be real. And what you laughing for? Anywho, so my answer was really just letting the ego go when it comes to, I mean, just in general, but especially when it comes to like arguments or frustrations, because usually I do pretty well with it, but there's some.
That's a good answer. That is a great answer.
But there are sometimes I get so worked up and so frustrated that like it's nothing but ego. Literally nothing. And we get nowhere and we both get frustrated. He gets even more frustrated because I'm not in a space to even talk.
Right. When her ego is in place, when we're in tension, she gets in just this mentality of like, nothing I say is right and everything that she says is right. Yes, like literally no words that come out of my mouth don't mean anything, and that she's right 24/7. And if she says no, that is ego jumping in right now. Just throwing that out there. But it honestly just doesn't. I struggle. I struggle with it as well. But when ego is in place and when we're in argument, it just
we don't get anywhere.
Yeah, we don't get anywhere.
But yeah, so I struggle with sometimes allowing him to do or say certain things because I don't know. I guess just ego. I really struggle with that.
But I would
me than him though.
Yeah, something that I say that we've both been working on. So when we're in conflict and one of our egos is stepping in, we do say, hey, babe, drop your ego. She says that shit with an attitude, which pisses me off.
I was gonna say, you told me to stop saying that.
No, it got to the point, like, the other week we had tension, and you basically said, Justin, like, already knew what you were about to say, and that
Okay,
immediately.
that's your issue.
No, but it didn't rub me wrong. Though I already knew what you were about to say, and I took a deep breath and dropped my ego.
I don't know. Obviously, ego is still an issue sometimes, but the awesome thing is that we're both kind of we're intentional, but we're still working on it. If that makes sense. Like, we're aware of it, and we're intentional on working on it. Not just, he's got an anger problem. Not that he does, but I'm just saying, like, not just sweeping on the rug saying it's okay because, they got anger problems, so whatever. Just allow them to do what they have to do. No. So.
Gotta nip that shit in the bud. So you can go ahead and answer this question first.
Okay.
So what is the one thing that works incredibly well with us as a couple?
Yeah, so one thing that I think works really well for us is the fact that we are both willing and wanting to grow as an individual, which in turn I feel like allows us to both naturally grow as a couple. I feel like that's one. When I look back on past relationships too, this is the one key thing that I've never had with any other relationship before. And I've just noticed, like, for example, I've noticed a lot within the past 6 months, maybe, I've become very secured in this relationship, and I feel pretty good in this relationship. I'm not like, oh, is he with somebody else? Is he gonna leave me? This and that. But that feeling didn't come from this relationship or him. It came from me, because I started to work on my insecurities and, like, really working on them, and, like, crying about it, and, like, writing about
feeling
it, and,
those
like,
emotions,
feeling it, and writing a different story about what those insecurities are. So that is one thing that I actually have not voiced to you just yet, but I've really noticed a difference, and that just goes when you're intentionally growing yourself and your being, like, and you're with someone else, like, it naturally starts to form in a way that you're like, this is beautiful. Like, this is awesome. So. All
right. And just to add to that, like, and it's kind of similar, but we never stopped dating. Like, we still go out and do fun things. We still go out and.
Yeah, but.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, absolutely. I do agree with that.
However, shit doesn't get old.
However, we did at one point, I remember in, like, I don't know how far along it was, but it was some months in, maybe 5-6 months in. I remember me coming to you, and I'm just like, babe, like, I feel like we're losing us. Do you remember that?
When was this?
I just said, like, 5-6 months-ish, like, of being into a relationship, maybe. I don't know exactly when it was, but I remember coming to him, and I was like, I just feel like we're not being intentional on building this relationship. Like, we just got so much into the groove of, okay, he's here, I'm here, like,
we got stagnant with each other.
Yeah, and so,
and with that, when you get stagnant, that just really builds up frustration. Especially with us, like, we have these huge visions and goals, and, like, if we're not working on those every single day, getting closer to it, that is, I feel like a lot of the times when we start butting heads is when we're not working on us individually.
When you're not being productive. That is a huge frustration point for me. But anyways, real quick, to get back to what I was saying about, what was it? Oh, about the not how we have not stopped dating. At one point, like I said, in the beginning of the relationship, I did find a point where we did stop. But once we brought it to the table and, like, look, like, we're not necessarily, it's not that we weren't happy, but we weren't happy. Like, it just wasn't fun.
Yeah, was that just that time when we were basically hibernating and we...
Probably, yeah.
Probably gained about 10, 15 pounds.
We weren't taking care of ourselves at that point in life. So, I mean, everything, like I just said, everything naturally starts to form, whether you want it to, manifest in that way or not. It naturally does that. So, when you take care of yourself, when you work on yourself, when you're intentionally healing and bringing
mentally,
up those
physically,
emotions, like,
and spiritually,
the person next to you, like, it just, I don't know how to explain it, but it's such, like, a breathtaking thing. What is yours? I'm interested to know.
No, it's actually kind of similar. But I basically wrote that the fact that we have a very precise vision together of us as a couple in the future. So I mean, simple things as like, you know, the number of kids that we want. You know,
not 8 4.
8 kids.
That's
oh boy. No, we know exactly what our dream house, what we want it to look like, where we want it. We want it to be a lake house. We want, you know, a lot of toys.
Little asterisk. We're getting precise on that because we're still like in the like building zone.
Yeah,
no, like
we still know what it is though that we want.
Yeah, but if I had to build the house at the very moment, it'd be incomplete for like probably 10 years.
Right.
Because like we're still, like you said, we know what we're working towards, but like it's still those minor details. Actually, they're not minor, just details in general that we're still honing in on and kind of getting together.
And then just the fact that we plan on building a brand of, you know, leading other couples and influencing other couples, not just other couples together, but leading other people individually.
Yeah.
So just, you know, having that vision of what we want and who we want to become is, I feel like, is what we have worked on a lot, and obviously it's going to get more precise as we go on, and once, you know, the vision will just get more clear once we get closer to
absolutely.
that.
But yeah, I feel like it kind of goes back to the whole, like, we're both intentionally growing as an individual, and it just, like, the overflow is just...
Isn't that crazy?
It's natural. I mean, you still have to work at, absolutely, relationships are hard work, man. Oh, Lord.
Hard man work.
But,
shit.
I mean, again, if you're actually working on it, and it's, like, it can be the most beautiful thing ever.
Mm-hmm. But very tough during, like, going through it. Because there's been times where I wanted to...
For real, though. What do you think our greatest weak point is in this relationship?
Our greatest weak point? I think it all starts individually, though.
Okay, yeah. So, like, for instance, what do you think for you? What is your
honestly? It's what I wrote out. Just being able to hold myself accountable.
Yeah, that self-control and stuff. I think one of mine. Actually, I want to speak kind of on the beginning of the relationship. I feel like one of mine was my insecurities within myself. That really created a ton of issues between him and I, because I was projecting all of that onto him, but not in a way of like, oh, like I feel like this or I feel like that. It's like, I don't even know. It was just, I didn't trust him because I didn't trust myself. I didn't know myself. I didn't love myself. And so what better way than to project it on someone else so it's no longer your shit to deal with, right? Like, I didn't understand that that's what you need to do. I've not really seen anyone.
So with you being insecure in the beginning of the relationship, how did you act because of that? Just so you can give, you know, the people, oh, that's exactly what I do. Maybe I'm just insecure about myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So in what ways how did you act to make you insecure, or because you were insecure, how did you act?
Like, I know what you're asking, but I don't really know how to answer that. It was just issues with other girls, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I would say one thing, I stopped posting on social media not just because of her, but there was one time I cut my long hair off.
This in the very beginning.
Yeah, very beginning. I cut my long hair off and I posted it on Snapchat, and she was like, who the fuck are you trying to be cute for? Or are you just posting that because of other females or something like that? And because
in my eyes, it's like he was trying to get attention for that, because, I mean, in all honesty, who really cares that you're getting your hair chopped off besides some girl who's interested in you? I mean, honestly, that's just how I took it. And I don't know. It's not like it was an after picture, like, oh, you know, a new haircut. It was literally like in the barber seat, like head down. That's like, I just didn't see the need in it. But again, like, that kind of stemmed from me not being secure within myself, and it rubbed off into the relationship. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was just like a lot of little things like that was just kind of petty and annoying to deal with. But it's like, it just goes to show, if you don't deal with your inner demons, like, your relationship will. And not in a way that could overcome them, just deal with them. It could possibly, you know, end something that you don't want to be ended. All right, is there anything else? Ooh. Think of that.
What do you love about me most?
Jesus.
You love me? You love Jesus the most out of me?
I would say, I would say what I love the most about this relationship and him is the fact that we don't stop dating. It's really fun. We're very open. There's no limits to what we talk about, to what we do. And that just, it makes it so much fun. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't have to worry about awkward moments. You don't have to worry about holding back because is he gonna judge me? Shit, he's gonna judge me, yeah, but not in a way that's gonna have a negative impact. Like, it's just like, damn, like, you ugly, like, don't do that type stuff, you know? It's just it's just fun judgment, I guess, between us. Like, it's just I love the open communication bond that we have built, honestly, since day one.
And being able to make her laugh to where she's tearing up, that's probably one of my favorite things to do.
What do you love about me in this relationship? Shit, don't think too hard about it.
Nah, there's just so many things. There's just so many things. I would just say, just the fact that you strive for greatness and you strive to become a better woman every single day, and it just really, I just appreciate that so much because it rubs off on me and it makes me want to become, you know, the best man that I can be. Like, and I truly, like, literally every day you're trying to become a better person for other people, and
don't make me cry.
I truly love that about you, and I really mean that.
That's sweet. Thanks.
She is over here almost tearing up, though, if you can see.
That's sweet, though. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, yeah, we talk about this quite often, but it's just nice to hear, I guess, a different answer sometimes. And especially sometimes whenever you're, not that I disagree with what he said, but like sometimes, you know, you're the hardest on your own being, so
right.
Like sometimes
you can't take a compliment.
It's nice to hear that and to allow yourself to take that in and be like, oh dang, like I'm not just A, B, and C, like I'm actually all of this. It's just nice to hear sometimes.
And she definitely has the whole motherfucking package.
Like, they do not care to hear this.
Damn sure.
Okay.
She got the looks, she got the body, she got the brains, which is the most important.
I thought I had a penis-sized brain.
Well, it's large enough for me.
Wow.
Nah, but
I'm not joking.
I love that you've been big into like reading to better this relationship in yourself and to better like just the areas that you know that you lack in, to
bring more to the relationship.
Bring more, yeah.
It's not always been easy.
There's our little squirrel buddy over there. There's a squirrel that I knocked on the window.
He was drinking some water. He interrupted him getting his dang it, I messed up all my words. Daily hydration. Jesus, criminal.
And this squirrel ran up on me, man. Literally ran up on me.
If we would have that window open, he came in here, not even BSing. No, for real. Because we opened up the window, like the part that didn't have the screen. So like we have our screen up top for safety reasons, and then like we have obviously like the bottom part, we lifted it up, and like he like knew that we were saying come here, because he literally like jumped up onto the house and like
came up to the window.
Yeah, like,
and was looking inside.
And he was like I was like, no. And then I gave him a piece of dog food and he
ran from me.
Didn't even want it. It's like, that's disrespectful.
Bitch, I ain't no dog.